morning, Fellowship Kids. It's me, Mr. Levi. It's good to see you guys on this wonderful Sunday morning. We're going to do some worship together. We're going to do two songs. The first song we're going to do is called 1 Timothy 4:12. This song is awesome, not only because it's just a great song to sing, but it also is literally Scripture. We're memorizing Scripture and we're singing it to the Lord. So that is what we're going to do. So there's no hand motions to this one. We're just going to sing this one together. Y'all ready? Let's do it. Because you are young, set an example for the believers. Don't let anyone look down on you because you are young. Set an example for the believers. In speech, in life, in love, in faith and purity. In speech, in life, in love, in faith and purity. 1 Timothy 4:12. 1 Timothy 4:12. Don't let anyone look down on you because you are young. Set an example for the believers. Don't let anyone look down on you because you are young. Set an example for the believers. In speech, in life, in love, in faith and purity. In speech, in life, in love, in faith and purity. 1 Timothy 4:12. 1 Timothy 4:12. One more time, you guys. Here we go. Don't let anyone look down on you because you are young. Set an example for the believers. Don't let anyone look down on you because you are young. Set an example for the believers. In speech, in life, in love, in faith and purity. In speech, in life, in love, in faith and purity. 1 Timothy 4:12. 1 Timothy 4:12. 1 Timothy 4:12. 1 Timothy 4:12. Good singing, you guys. That's great. I love that song. Especially I love singing it with you guys because it's a good reminder. If you trust in the Lord, if you trust in the Lord with all of your heart, if you obey His commandments, if you believe that He is the King of the universe and that He saved you, then you have the Spirit of the Lord living inside of you. You have the Spirit of God living inside of you. That's amazing. That's incredible. Which means God can use you. God can use you to do amazing things for the kingdom. It's amazing. You have the gift of God living inside of you. God's Spirit lives in you. He can use you. He can use you to advance the kingdom. Don't let anyone look down on you because you're young, but set an example for the believers. You can be an example to your whole family, to everybody you interact with. No matter how old you are, if you trust in the Lord, you can be a good example to other people. Isn't that amazing? That's so great. Okay, this next song we're going to do is called My Lighthouse. I don't know if we've done this one in a while, but this song is really fun, and I really enjoy playing it because it's just super fun to sing, you know? And it's got a really good message to it that I really like. Make sure that, there we go. And we're going to sing together. No hand motions for this one. We're just going to rock out to it. Here we go. Worship the Lord. Here we go. In my wrestling and in my doubt, in my failures, you won't walk out. Your great love will lead me through. You are the peace in my troubled sea. You are the peace in my troubled sea. My lighthouse, shining in the darkness, I will follow you. Oh, my lighthouse, I will trust the promise. You will carry me safe to shore, safe to shore, safe to shore, safe to shore. I won't fear what tomorrow brings. With each morning I'll rise and sing. My God's love will lead me through. You are the peace in my troubled sea. Whoa, you are the peace in my troubled sea. My lighthouse, shining in the darkness, I will follow you. Oh, my lighthouse, I will trust the promise. You will carry me safe to shore, safe to shore, safe to shore, safe to shore. Fire before us, you are the brightest. You will lead us through the storm. Fire before us, you are the brightest. You will lead us through the storm. Fire before us, you are the brightest. You will lead us through the storm. Fire before us, you are the brightest. You will lead us through the storm. My lighthouse, shining in the darkness, I will follow you. Whoa, my lighthouse, I will trust the promise. You will carry me safe to shore, safe to shore, safe to shore, safe to shore. Great singing, you guys. Man, I love singing that song. That song is always so much fun. The fire before us. It's very bouncy. It's very fun. But it's a fun song because it reminds us too, God points the way. God, you're like the visual of God being a lighthouse. A lighthouse is that tower with the big light on top that shows you the way. But God is even better than a lighthouse. Not only does he show us the way, he leads us, physically leads us through the way. You know, that's so amazing, you guys. That's so amazing because if sin is everywhere and we can't make our way through it, God can, and God did. We were sinful. We are sinful. We still are, but before God, we were guilty. We were guilty and we deserved to die. We deserved to die, but Jesus took our place. Jesus took our place, took the punishment on himself and said, take me, don't, I'm taking their punishment, God. And Jesus took our punishment for us. So now before God, we are in right standing. We can have a relationship with God forever. If we trust in him and we believe in him and we say, Jesus, we love you, we want to serve you, we're saved. Isn't that amazing? That is good news. I'm so glad that God guides us through this life. I'm so glad God is like a lighthouse, but he's even better than a lighthouse. Isn't that great? So good. Y'all, thank you for singing with me. I want to keep going. My lighthouse. I want to keep singing. But it's time now to listen to our Bible story, this is a good one. We got a good one today. They're all good. You know they're all good. So we're going to open up our ears. We're going to stretch them out real big. Turn the volume all the way up. Whoop. Open up our ears real big so that we can hear our Bible story this morning.
Abram and his wife Sarai were part of Noah's family who had spread out on earth after the great flood. God chose Abram for a special plan. He told Abram to move to a place that he had never been. God promised to give Abram a large family and land for his family. All the peoples on earth will be blessed through you, God said.
This was a good promise, but Abram was sad because he didn't have any children to inherit his blessing. Still, Abram obeyed God. He went to the land of Canaan with his wife and nephew. One night, God led Abram outside. "Look at the sky and count the stars, if you can," God said. Abram couldn't count the stars. There were too many. "Your family will be that numerous," God promised. Abram believed God, and God was pleased.
God said, "I will give this land to your descendants." "How can I be sure?" Abram asked. So God did something to show Abram that he would keep his covenant or promise. First, God told Abram to bring 5 animals: a cow, a goat, a ram, a turtle dove, and a pigeon. Abram obeyed God. He brought the animals, cut them in half, and laid the pieces across from each other. Then, when the sun was setting, Abram fell fast asleep.
While Abram slept, God told him what would happen in the future. He said Abram's family would be slaves in another country for 400 years. Then God would judge that nation and bless Abram's family. But first, Abram would live a long, peaceful life. When it was dark, a smoking fire pot and a flaming torch passed between the animals. These items represented God. This showed that God would be responsible for keeping his promise.
When Abram was 99 years old, God talked to him again. "I am changing your name to Abraham," God said. "You will be the father of many children, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren. They will become many nations, and some of them will be kings. I will give them the land where you are living, and I will be their God. My promises will last forever."
God was so serious about his promise that he changed Abram's name to Abraham, which means father of many. He changed Sarai's name to Sarah. God said, "I will bless Sarah. She will have a son, and you will name him Isaac." God promised to keep his covenant through Isaac and his future family.
God promised to bless all the world through Abraham. God sent Jesus from his home in heaven to be born on earth into Abraham's family. Through Jesus, all the nations of the earth are blessed because Jesus saves people from their sins.
Wow, guys, what a great story. God made a promise to Abraham. He made a covenant with Abraham. And he said, "Abraham, I'm going to bless the world through your family, through your children." And that's exactly what happened. When Jesus came down and was born as a baby, he was born into Abraham's family. Guys, Jesus blessed the whole world. He came and he lived the perfect life, died in our place, died when we should have, and rose again so that we could have a relationship with the Father. Isn't that amazing? God always keeps his promises, you guys. We can trust the Lord that he's never going to abandon us, and he will always keep his promises. Guys, I love y'all so much. Thank you guys for worshiping with me, for listening to the Bible story. I'm so proud of you guys for trusting in the Lord and for obeying his commandments. And I'm so glad that we can worship a God who loves us so much. I love you guys a lot, and I hope you guys have a great week. We'll see you later.